because it does not always look dramatic. It is not fireworks, it is not a lightning bolt, it is not a sudden miracle. It is quiet, it is subtle. But quiet power is the deepest power. A single degree of awareness can change the entire course of your life. Imagine you are walking in the forest at night, unaware there is a cliff ahead. Each step takes you closer to danger. But suddenly you notice the sound of rushing water, the faint outline in the moonlight. You stop. That noticing saves your life. Awareness works the same way. You notice the unhealthy pattern before it destroys you. You notice the toxic relationship before it drains you completely. You notice the self-destructive habit before it defines you. A single moment of awareness is worth more than years of blind running. Congratulations, then, for even a small spark of noticing. Celebrate it not with arrogance but with humility, because it shows you are alive in a deeper way than yesterday. Every small awareness grows into greater awareness. You notice your breath today, tomorrow you notice your emotions. Later you notice your thought patterns, and eventually you notice the nature of your own consciousness. This is the path of awakening. Step by step, each step a gift, each step a victory. Many ask, how can I increase awareness? The answer is not complicated. It is practice. Every moment offers a chance. When you drink, notice the water. When you walk, notice the ground. When you speak, notice your words. When you listen, notice your attention. Awareness does not belong only in meditation halls or in quiet retreats. Awareness belongs everywhere. At work, at home, in conversation, in conflict, in solitude. The practice is not to escape life, but to bring awareness into life. That is the true test. That is the true mastery. And understand this clearly: awareness is not about controlling everything. It is about seeing. When you see clearly, control is no longer the goal. Alignment is the goal. Harmony is the goal. If a storm comes, you cannot control the wind, but you can be aware of how you stand, how you breathe, how you adapt. If suffering comes, you cannot control the fact that pain exists, but you can be aware of your response, your perspective, your choices. Awareness makes you strong, not by eliminating difficulty, but by transforming your relationship with it. So let us return to the beginning. Congratulations, because awareness is rare and you have it. Do not take it lightly. Do not think it is nothing. It is everything. Every great transformation begins with the seed of awareness. Every enlightened being, every wise master, every peaceful soul, what separates them from the blind is not wealth, not status, not even intelligence. It is awareness. To see life as it is, not as the mind distorts it. To see yourself as you are, not as the ego pretends. To see the moment as a gift, not as a burden. This is the power of awareness. So walk through your life with this gift in your hands. Use it gently, use it wisely. When you feel lost, remind yourself, I am aware that I am lost, and already I am found. When you feel pain, remind yourself, I am aware of this pain, and already I am free to meet it with compassion. When you feel joy, remind yourself, I am aware of this joy, and already it becomes deeper. Whatever arises, awareness transforms it. Darkness turns into insight, confusion turns into clarity, suffering turns into wisdom. This is the alchemy of awareness. And now, I return to you this blessing. If you are hearing these words before the 17th of September, it is not chance, it is not coincidence. It is awareness itself that has guided you here. Congratulate yourself not for reaching the end of the path, but for seeing that a path exists. Congratulate yourself not for having all the answers, but for being awake enough to ask the right questions. Congratulate yourself not for perfection, but for presence. Because with awareness, even an imperfect step is a step of awakening. So carry this awareness as your lamp. Protect it from the winds of distraction. Feed it with the oil of practice. Let it grow brighter with each day. And when darkness surrounds you, when confusion rises, when doubt tempts you, look at the lamp in your hands and remember, awareness is the gift. With it, you will always find your way. Before the 17th, Decisions matter now. This is not about superstition, and it is not about fear. It is about the truth that life always moves in cycles, and within those cycles are windows of opportunity. These windows do not stay open forever. They appear, they invite, and if you step through, transformation begins. If you hesitate too long, if you wait for everything to be perfect, if you tell yourself, later, tomorrow, someday, then the window closes and regret takes its place. To live with awareness is to recognize the moments when life is whispering to you, "No is the time." And to live with courage is to act before the whisper becomes a silence. The date before the 17th is not magic in itself, but it is symbolic. It is a reminder that you are standing at the threshold, and that threshold requires a decision. Decisions shape destiny. At every turning point in your life, you can look back and see the moments that defined the path you are walking now. Perhaps it was the decision to pursue a certain dream or to abandon one. Perhaps it was the decision to speak your truth or to stay silent. Perhaps it was the decision to leave a toxic environment or to remain there out of fear. Every choice leaves a mark. Every mark creates a pattern. Every pattern becomes a life. And so I ask you now, as this window approaches, what choice are you avoiding? What decision are you postponing? What truth are you denying yourself because you think you have endless time? The illusion of time is one of the greatest traps of the human mind. We believe we have more of it than we do. We believe the right moment will come later. We believe we can delay without consequence. But the river of time does not wait for us. It flows whether we move or not. And if we do not step into it with intention, it carries us to places we never meant to go. To decide is to step into the current with awareness. To hesitate is to let the current drag you blindly. Before the 17th, you are being invited to step consciously. To say, "This is who I am. This is what I choose. This is where I am going." But let us look deeper. Why do we fear decisions? Because decisions carry responsibility. If I decide, then I cannot blame others. If I decide, then I cannot hide in excuses. If I decide, then I must face the consequences of my own courage. This is why many prefer to drift, to avoid choosing, to remain in the gray zone of indecision. But indecision is itself a decision. The decision to let fear rule you, the decision to let life happen to you instead of through you. And this decision carries its own heavy consequences: stagnation, regret, the slow death of potential. You may think you are avoiding pain by avoiding decisions, but in truth, you are choosing a greater pain, the pain of wasted life. So when I say, before the 17th, I am reminding you of urgency. Not the urgency of panic, but the urgency of clarity. What is the one decision you know you need to make? You already feel it in your heart. You already hear it in the silence of your own thoughts. Perhaps it is the decision to take your health seriously, to stop delaying the care your body needs. Perhaps it is the decision to pursue a dream that you have buried under years of doubt. Perhaps it is the decision to end what no longer serves you, even if it frightens you to let go. Perhaps it is the decision to forgive, to release, to heal. You know what it is. And life is saying, decide now. Do not wait for the perfect conditions. The perfect moment is a lie. Conditions will never be flawless. The stars will never align exactly as you hope. Life is messy, unpredictable, uncertain. That is why the only real moment you have is now. To act before the 17th is to act in the present, not in the illusion of someday. And every great transformation in history, every revolution, every invention, every act of courage, none of it waited for perfection. It began with an imperfect step taken at the right time. That is what decisions are. Imperfect steps at the right time. Think of the archer once again. If he waits forever for the perfect wind, the perfect light, the perfect silence, he will never release the arrow. The arrow will never fly. But if he waits just enough, aligns himself, and then chooses to release, even if the conditions are not perfect, the arrow finds its way. Your life is the same. Your potential is the arrow. Your awareness is the bow, but the release is the decision. Without release, nothing moves. Without decision, nothing begins. And so I congratulate you if you are hearing this now, because life has brought you to a threshold. Before the 17th, you stand at the edge of a new possibility. And the only question is, will you step through? Remember this, small decisions matter as much as big ones. Do not underestimate the power of small, conscious choices. The decision to wake up early and breathe deeply before the day begins. The decision to speak kindly instead of harshly. The decision to take one small step toward your dream instead of postponing it. Each small decision builds momentum. Each momentum creates direction. And soon, what felt impossible becomes inevitable. But do not hide in smallness either. There are moments that demand bold decisions. Moments when your entire life can shift if you dare to leap. These are not comfortable. They shake you, they test you, they stretch you, but they also free you. And you know when such a moment arrives because your heart beats differently, your intuition speaks louder, your fear and excitement mix into one. Before the 17th, perhaps such a moment is calling you. If it is, listen. If it is, leap. You may say, but what if I fail? And I will answer you with this: failure is not in deciding. Failure is in refusing to decide. Every decision, even the ones that do not lead where you expect, teaches you something essential. It shapes your wisdom. It strengthens your character. It opens doors you could not see before. To live afraid of wrong decisions is to live afraid of life itself. The truth is, there are no wrong decisions when they come from awareness. There are only paths, some longer, some shorter, some rougher, some smoother, but all of them bringing you closer to your awakening if you walk them with mindfulness. So, my friend, before the 17th, pause. Ask yourself honestly, what decision am I avoiding? What choice is waiting for me? What truth am I ready to embrace? And then decide. Even if your voice trembles, even if your legs shake, even if you do not see the whole road ahead, decide. Because a decision is not about knowing the entire journey. It is about choosing the first step. The road reveals itself as you walk, and when you make that decision, you will feel a shift. A weight will lift, even if the choice is difficult. Because the soul craves movement, not stagnation. The soul craves truth, not delay. And every time you honor your soul with a decision, you align yourself more deeply with your destiny. Before the 17th is not an accident, it is your reminder. A reminder that time is precious, that windows close, that life moves whether you move or not. Choose to move. Choose to decide. Choose to live consciously. And remember this, decisions are not just for you. Every choice you make ripples outward. Your courage inspires others. Your clarity creates clarity for those around you. Your alignment affects your family, your friends, your community. Do not underestimate the power of one awakened decision. It is not only your destiny that changes, it is the destiny of many. So stand now at this threshold with courage. Feel the weight of the decision you must make. Do not run from it. Do not postpone it. Do not let fear rob you of this chance. Step forward. Decide, and let the world witness the power of a human being who chooses consciously, who acts with awareness, who dares to move before the window closes. Because when you do, you will look back not with regret, but with gratitude. Gratitude that you acted when it mattered. Gratitude that you honored the gift of awareness. Gratitude that you lived fully instead of waiting endlessly. Before the 17th, decisions matter now. This is your moment. Take it.